The Influencer's Edge is brought to you by the Rapid Sales Accelerator. If you're ready to skyrocket your sales by 30% or more in just 90 days, then you need to claim your free training right now. You'll learn 4 words that will compel your prospects to trust you like they were children within the first 3 to 5 minutes of any conversation across any platform and any medium. You'll learn how to give your prospects objection amnesia, to crush objections like I need to talk to my spouse, or I need more time to think it over, or it's too expensive. And finally, you'll get a free recorded audio training that will install unbelievable attitudes for success and wipe out any limiting beliefs. So if you'd like to claim your free training now, go to www.paulrossbook.com. Do it before your competition does it now. Welcome to the Influencer's Edge. This is the place where you come to get the latest breakthroughs, cutting-edge insights, tools, and techniques to leapfrog over the pack in sales, persuasion, and influence. Be sure you visit our website at www.theinfluencersedge.com. And while you're there, subscribe to us via your favorite network. Now sit back, tune in, and enjoy today's episode. All right, welcome to this episode of the Influencer's Edge. I took a minute before we went on the air, as I always do, and this time it was to make sure I didn't mangle our guest's name. So welcome, Rafi Shaik. Is that right?
Yeah, like milkshake. Perfect.
I was just about to say that. So let's find out a little bit more by diving into your biography right away with my reading glasses. I'm up there in years. I'm no longer a spring chicken. So Rafi is a financial advisor who turned into a coach, helping financial advisors to build and grow a 7-figure lifestyle business. So let's pause right there. What everyone banters about and throws around this term lifestyle. But what do you mean by that term? I like to get my guests to define their terms. What do you mean by that? Do you mean sitting on the beach, sipping margaritas and having supermodels rubbing suntan lotion on your back? I don't know. That's my lifestyle. Margot Robbie and Scarlett Johansson begging, fighting over me would be nice in their private jet.
I like the analogy. First of all, thanks for having me on the show. It's an honor and privilege to be here. Fantastic question. I actually like hosts who kind of horn in and go deeper into these kind of questions.
What I do.
For me, this is how I define lifestyle. For a lot of entrepreneurs and financial advisors, planners, no exception. The business is in the middle and the life is wrapped around it. So for me, I want an entrepreneur to have a life in the middle, then wrap around their business around it. So rather than you as an entrepreneur serving the business should be serving you. And we tend to go into that rabbit hole of the other way.
Far easier said than done.
Absolutely.
So what is your, I'm going to jump right in. See how I told you I'm not going to even get through the biography. So what is your secret? Everyone talks, well, put your business to your lifestyle, not your lifestyle to your business. I get it. And everyone also gives advice like learn from every experience, but they don't tell you how. So what is your secret sauce? First of all, what's your method? And what makes your method stand out from all the other methods that purport to teach this?
Because my method comes from being out on the field, and it's tried and tested in the trenches. It is not somewhere I read about it, I heard about it. I am a living, walking, breathing proof of what a financial advisor or a planner can achieve in their business, because I built a 7-figure rolling year average practice and I was taking good time off. That is what I teach. But and the process and what actually separates me apart is because I honed this thing into a system. I built a system around it. And the only two things matter for me is that's the system. If you have that system, everything works. Without the system, nothing works. And the
Okay.
mindset transformation.
Okay. So without giving away all the secret sauce, because we're going to want people to stay in touch with you, and I get it. Can you give me a little bit of the secret sauce, a little bit of what your system entails?
Yes, absolutely. So the system entails three aspects primarily. So we focus on the income, we focus on the freedom, the lifestyle that we wanted to build. And the third thing is we wanted to create the impact. So income, freedom, impact. So these are the three things, the primary fundamental things of building this business. And for each of that, we have a separate set of rules. So folks who are coming into our program, it's called a blueprint implementation program. So we do a 12-week program and we teach everything step by step. So just give you a glimpse of overview.
Let me pause you. Let me pause you just for a second. Stick a pin in that. We want to hear you, but you used a term that everybody uses. So once again, I'm going to push back a little bit. We stick a pin in it. I want to get your process because I asked about that. But let me be a little interruptive here and stick a pin and circle to something you said that really stood out. Freedom. What in the hell? I'm going to keep going back to it because this relates to lifestyle. What does freedom mean to you, and how do you help your entrepreneurs dig out what it means to them? Because freedom for me may again mean lots of time to be with Scarlett and Margot. And what does freedom mean? What does that even mean?
Great question. Yeah, like you mentioned, freedom for different people mean different things. But for me, my freedom is doing absolutely what I love and the people I like to do with. That's what for me freedom means. That's how I define it.
And you said in your we're good. I know the question is what's your process? I get it. And you said income, I believe freedom,
Freedom,
income, freedom, and what was the third one?
impact.
Impact. So I've got those. I'm not, I haven't forgotten. I'm a good host. I don't even have to write notes. And you had to have some kind of personal story. Everyone wants to know the personal story before they hear the system. So,
True.
what was your story? How was it like for you before you discovered all this? Were you working 80-hour weeks and sleeping in your car? What was the dealio?
Absolutely. I was no different. I was working insane hours. So
What's
that,
insane? 80 hours,
yeah,
90?
80 hours a week and bending over backwards to grow the business, get the clients. I would work with anyone and everyone.
Ooh, mm-mm.
It's it
How
it
draining.
wasn't it wasn't pretty. It wasn't pretty. And it took a toll on my health. I got admitted into ER 2 a.m.
For
Because
what?
of a severe back pain. I couldn't sleep. The pain woke me up, and I was rushed into ER. And it was a very difficult phase for me because I was growing. I was one of the top advisors in the country, but still, in order to achieve that, I was putting a lot on stake. My relationships were impacting with my spouse and with my kids. So all of this,
That must have hurt. Pause. That must have hurt to have the relationship with your child, especially,
true,
and knowing. Did you feel guilty about it?
not so guilty. I was just looking at, I know I can do it better. There got to be a better way.
I
It
like
doesn't
that.
have to be this way.
I like that attitude. Keep going.
That's when I realized, and a lot of things, like a lot of things in life. So COVID impacted a lot of people on
Sure
this
did.
planet, and I lost my dad to COVID.
I'm so
It,
sorry.
it was, thank you. It was a very personal for me and a big jolt, like a blow in my face, punch in my face, was a wake up call for me. Because when he passed away, he was 63. He was only a few years into his
What?
retirement.
He
Yes.
was 63?
Yes.
Far too young.
And when he passed away, that's when I started questioning everything. Is this even worth it? That's when I went on
Some
a
scary
long
shit. Hold on just a
journey.
minute. That's some scary shit.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So My mental health took a deep dive. My physical health took a nosedive, and my relationships. So all these kind of, I think life has a very interesting way of either you learn by design or you learn by force.
Whoa, pause. That's genius. You either learn by design or you learn by force. So true. So good.
Absolutely. And I didn't learn it by design.
No, I got a thick head. Me neither.
Because we are programmed in such a way that you are a
Sure.
man of the family. You got to go, 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 go. You got to do your best. You cannot cave in. You cannot step back. You cannot.
Yes, and especially I think you told me that you are of East Indian heritage. Is that also
Yes,
a cultural thing there, even more strong?
absolutely. Very cultural thing. Very cultural.
Right. That's beautiful. I want to show you I'm a great host. So let's get back to your methodology. Income, lifestyle, or is it
An
income
impact.
and
Yeah,
impact? Let's
impact.
talk about impact. Impact on whom?
Impact on the people I come across, I work with.
As measured by what?
Measured by the transformation that they get in life. No, Paul, you might have met people in your life where you influenced them or they influenced you.
For sure.
And you would remember that conversation or you would remember that journey. Man, if I wouldn't have met that person, if I wouldn't have showed up to that conference or the event or whatever it's going to be,
And the other way
that
around too.
absolutely it. After that, it set your course of life in a very different direction.
True that.
That's the transformation I'm talking about. So there's a lot of information out there. You can YouTube things, you can learn so many things. And you're a sales coach.
Among other things.
You cannot YouTube that stuff.
No,
you know, it,
no.
it has to be learned in the trenches. You cannot learn swimming by just watching like 100 hours of video.
My friend, we are on the same page because my other career was a pickup women coaching, and these guys just didn't want to go out in the trenches and learn the skills. They just wanted to memorize stuff and not get out there. So it's the people who go out there and do the work and try to bring some joy into doing the work, which you strike me as someone who can bring some joy into your work.
Yes, absolutely. So that's the impact I'm talking about. So when I a lot of times come across advisors, oh, I'm charging whatever I'm charging. I know I should be charging more, but I'm not. I say that the way how you measure how much money you charge is the impact that you create, is the transformation you bring in.
So true, so good. And one of the things I've found is people who are really, really good at what they do think, well, because it's easy for me, it's almost effortless for me, I should charge based on the fact that it's not hard for me, instead of looking at the impact. Have you ever run across that? That the more excellent someone is, the more the less they see that they can charge because it seems so easy for them.
No, absolutely. I was talking to the other day one of the marriage coaches I met online, and they were talking about. I was asking them, "How's your business? Like, how do you run?" And she was like, "Yeah, I charge $497 per hour," and I am because I know how good she is. So the cost of saving the marriage is $497 an hour. That hit me like a ton of brick. Because when you measure the impact that you create in this world, not in terms of by the hour, but by the severity of it.
Oh boy, this is such a shift in mindset. Absolutely. What would it have cost to lose the marriage and go through the divorce? Just just look at the numbers. Forget about the impact on the
An
kids.
average divorce in America costs somewhere about $50,000 to $60,000. Forget about the agony, forget about the heartbreak, forget about the kids and the whole enchilada. I told her, you know what, you should be easily charging $5,000.
Easily.
Easily.
You
And
see,
that's the clientele you wanted anyways. Why would you
okay.
want a $500 person to be on your phone call?
My fees are obscene or are egregious, but that's because I deliver the goods. So if people argue with me, I just say, that's fine. If you don't want a 30% increase in your sales in 90 days, go find someone who's conventional and will charge you by the hour and make it about the time they give you versus the hour. See, I told you this would be a different kind of interview, so let's keep going. See, we've barely gotten to your biography. 50 sentences, I promise you that. So you built a 7-figure RYA. What does that stand
It's
for?
a rolling year average. It's called a rolling year average. So it
Okay.
rolls revenue.
Still took 100 vacation plus days a year. Where you 100 days? Where do you like to go on your vacations?
No, vacation doesn't have to be you have to go someplace.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
just not, yeah, I'm not just talking to any clients. I'm not thinking about business. That's what for me taking day off means. I know advisors who are in Aruba or who are in Bahamas or St. Lucia, wherever. They are technically there, but they're mentally not there. They're thinking about the next client. They're thinking about the next meeting. They're thinking about the next.
So this gets into mindset.
Absolutely. That's why I
Yeah.
said only two things matter. When you should have a system, then you should have your mindset dialed in. If you have these two things, you're unstoppable.
So let's unpack that. What do you, everyone teaches, well, not everyone, but significant number of people in this business, trainers, coaches, etc., guides, whatever you want to call them, teach about mindset. I teach it. What do you mean by it? What are the elements that you, excuse me, breakfast. How embarrassing. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by mindset? What are your elements of what you teach?
So the way how you think and your perception of the things. So these are the two things for me is what mindset is. I talk about it a lot. I say you have to be open and you should be growth oriented. If you are not, if you are just where you are, you're as good as dead. That's what my understanding is. You have to constantly keep growing, evolving as a human being. You should be evolving as a business leader. You should be evolving as whatever the thing that you do. If you are not doing that, and that comes only with that mindset transformation. And I teach about this and I say the stuff you read, the things you write, and the time you meditate. Read, write, meditate.
Oh, I meditate every morning, my friend, or I can't keep my mood stable or anything. Everything goes to shit if I don't meditate.
Absolutely. These three things matter a lot. If someone wants to start, okay, I'm ready. I wanted to do this mindset stuff. And the first thing is got to be open to it. I read a book, it's called The Principles by Ray Dalio. And
Say the author's name again.
Ray Dalio.
Ray Dalio.
Yeah. So he mentions is a billionaire. He runs a hedge fund. So he in the entire book, I don't know how many pages it is. One thing that stuck out for me and it since remained with me is question every assumption.
Yes.
No matter what.
Yes.
No freaking matter what.
Yes.
Question every single assumption you have. Whether it comes to your life, your health, your business, your relationships, anything and everything. That's where that open mind actually comes into play.
Yes.
Question everything. Okay, this is how I get my clients, and I don't like when people say, "Oh, this is how we have been doing things." Maybe there's a better way to do it, right? So that is what I talk about. So mindset for me is if I have to teach any financial advisor, planner, or an entrepreneur for a successful business is to get their mindset dialed in. If their mindset is dialed in, if it is in a proper place, and it is not a one-time thing that you do and
no, it's a procedure every day.
It is you have to build that muscle.
Every day.
You have to build that muscle.
Every day, man.
Every single day.
Listen, I know this to be factual for me. I've shared it on the show before. I have a pretty significant mood disorder, so I have to take care of myself in a different way. I can't be lazy and just power through my day the way everyone else can. I need to meditate, eat right, do some meds, and make sure that I stay physically healthy. I don't know if you can see these guns.
Absolutely, I can.
Those are like some big
Oh, wow.
guns. That's the gun show. But you're so right about this being an ongoing process. And I want to also speak to the gold that you're dropping here about questioning assumptions, because it's not a comfort. I enjoy it. I've gotten to the point in my evolving where I enjoy questioning assumptions. I question other people's, which pisses them off. But I think it's a great safeguard against delusional thinking and wishful thinking and laziness. Oftentimes we make assumptions because we don't want to do the work.
Absolutely.
We don't want to do the work that, look, information costs energy to come by. And so our natural tendency is to make assumptions that save us the work from investigating what's really true. So kudos to you for teaching that. I think that's so precious, because so many people just think, yeah, enthusiasm. That's got to be matched by clear thinking.
No, absolutely. Because what I've seen is, Paul, I've given the best strategy, the absolute best strategy, the templates, every know-how to the advisors to execute on every single step. They still failed. I traced my steps back and I'm like, what went wrong? And that's what I found out. If your mindset is not dialed in, no strategy. It doesn't matter what kind of strategy, what kind of system, what kind of process. If your mindset is not in the right place, no amount of that stuff would do any good.
You're preaching to the choir. Like I said, I'm a former pickup women coach, and man, these guys who thought that they could just go out and repeat what I taught them fell on their faces, and I'm just going to say it tripped on their dicks. I don't care. It's not a family show. It's my show. You guys who are regular gals, who are regular followers of the show, you know what I do and who I am, and screw it. I don't care. Yeah, you've got to be able to get that mindset right first. The mindset first, and then that's the backup, the foundation of the techniques and strategies. We're almost running out of time. So what I want to do is, I know just from this short conversation, we've only gone like 20 minutes. People are going to want to stay in the conversation with you. So Rafi, how do they stay in the conversation with you, find out more? Do you have a free gift? What do you got for our audience?
Yes, someone who's listening, if you are a financial advisor or a planner who wants to build a seven-figure practice and actually live a life along the way, you can reach out to me at www.peacefuladvisor with an O lifestyle.com, peacefuladvisorlifestyle.com. You can look me up on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, wherever you follow.
Thank you so much for being on the show. Stay with me in the green room afterwards. I want to chat with you a bit. Once again, this has been the Influencer's Edge, where we bring you some cutting edge and different outside the box, disconnect the dots, color outside the lines, ways of thinking, feeling, acting, moving through the world. And our friend Rafi here has certainly been an example of that. So we'll see you next time on the Influencer's Edge.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me on the show.
The Influencer's Edge is brought to you by the Rapid Sales Accelerator. If you're ready to skyrocket your sales by 30% or more in just 90 days, then you need to claim your free training right now. You'll learn 4 words that will compel your prospects to trust you like they were children within the first 3 to 5 minutes of any conversation across any platform in any medium. You'll learn how to give your prospects objection amnesia, to crush objections like, I need to talk to my spouse, or I need more time to think it over, or it's too expensive. And finally, you'll get a free recorded audio training that will install unbelievable attitudes for success and wipe out any limiting beliefs. So if you'd like to claim your free training now, go to www.paulrossbook.com. Do it before your competition does it now. Thank you for tuning in to the Influencer's Edge, where you get the latest breakthroughs, cutting-edge insights, tools, and techniques so you can leapfrog over the pack in sales, influence, and persuasion. Remember to visit our website at www.theinfluencersedge.com to enjoy even more great episodes like this one. We look forward to seeing you again on the Influencer's Edge Show.